Hello Aries, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave anything that does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Aries, let's jump on in. Let's start with this past energy. Let's see what you guys have been dealing with. Past energy for Aries, please. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, the cards to flip all the way over or hit the table, since I didn't take those. Reset past energy for Aries. Higher power. Interesting. No? Yes? No. Okay. See, there we go. Shadow work. The past. Oof, Aries, you've been going through a lot here. Okay. And you have protection, higher power, shadow work. I feel like, and then changes. Okay. So I feel like whatever it is you went through in your past, and I don't necessarily know what it was, and I feel like because this is a general reading, I don't want to get too specific on it, but I do feel, the overall kind of vibe of this message is believing that what you have been through is leading you to where you want to go. Now, that is probably the hardest thing to believe when things are painful or there is a lot of loss or separation or fear associated with the energy. But this protection card paired with the higher power card makes me feel as if your past held the knowledge or the tools or the lessons, I don't know, that were needed in order for you to take your life to the next level. Now, something that I can kind of resonate with, just to kind of give example to the energy, is being in past relationships and those relationships failing and it being an incredibly painful experience. But now being with my husband, looking back at those relationships and realizing that every single one of them taught me something that I needed to know in order to be the person I am or to have the relationship I currently have. That's what I'm getting at. Now, during the time, in those relationships, there was no way that you could have made me believe that it was happening for a reason, because it just sucked. It was painful. There was a lot of loss. Now, the other thing is that this doesn't have to be a relationship reading, and I always encourage you to, think outside the box when it comes to these messages, because this could apply to maybe, sure, your love life, but it could also be applicable to your career or other relationships in your life. But I do feel like this is definitely that, everything happens for a reason, but you don't know that reason until it happens. Until you get to where it's trying to take you. Now, this shadow work is an indication that a lot of growth and evolvement came from this experience. Now, growth is a choice. Not everyone chooses to grow from the things that they go through. A lot of people just get older. A lot of people don't grow, but I feel like I'm definitely speaking to a collective that has taken the approach of growth and healing and involvement and trying to learn from things that have happened to create better things moving forward. Current energy here for Aries. What does Aries need to know about where they're at now? So there's a purpose for the things that you've been through. But I want to make it very clear that that's not me saying you just need to be overwhelmingly grateful for the painful experiences in your life. They can be what they are, they can suck. But taking that perspective that maybe they happened for a reason or are happening for a reason to get you closer to where you want to be can make it a little bit easier to navigate and relieve a lot of the stress about where you're headed. All right, current energy for Aries. Ooh, do nothing. Interesting. do nothing is definitely, it's not like literally do nothing. It's not saying don't do anything at all. It's definitely this energy of allowing, focusing on what you can control and allowing the universe to do for you what you can't for yourself. Yeah, see, because you have take the lead and then do nothing, right? It's definitely, I feel like, talking about that balance. When it comes to creating the things that we want in our life, it really is a very thin line, like walking a tightrope of doing what we can and trusting that the universe has our back when it comes to the rest. And I feel like whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you are stepping into a very new phase of your life, one that is vastly different from your past experiences. And I feel like it's really encouraging you to kind of take what you've learned to as you move forward and understand that the things that you had been through in the past were specifically there to help you heal, grow, evolve in some way, right? So just because you've been through a lot doesn't mean that you are stuck only ever experiencing those things. And so this is understanding that you have the ability to create whatever life you desire. But we often forget that ability because of the things that we go through. I saw something the other day that was like, when you pray for flowers, don't be surprised when it starts to rain. And I really like that because it's that reminder that when we're praying for good things, like when we're praying for the love that we deserve, or we're praying for success in some sort of career, whatever the case is, we are also asking to become the person that we need to be able to attract and sustain whatever that might be, which means we are also asking for the lessons, for the growth, for the knowledge, for the deeper understanding. And those things kind of sometimes tend to come with painful experiences. I'm not saying always by any means, but sometimes when we're willing to really look at what we've been through more as a stepping stone to where we're trying to go, instead of a reflection of how good it can get or how bad it'll always be, we then start to become the alchemist of our life. We start to transmute the negative into the positive. So right now in your life, it's about really finding that balance of creating the things that you deserve, creating the things that you desire, and at the same time, giving over what's not within your control to a higher power, to someone, some spiritual connection of your own understanding that is bigger than you, universe, God, spirit, higher self, whatever resonates with you, and trust that you are very supported and even have been supported even through the not so good things you've been through, because those not so good things were giving you in some way the experience, the knowledge, the growth, all the things we just talked about to move you forward, like I said, to level you up in some way. So I do feel like, again, this is definitely one of those, this is all happening for a reason. There's a purpose through the things that you've been through. But if you follow me and watch my channel and watch my readings, and you know that I am definitely a firm believer and everything happens for a reason, as long as we are willing to hold on to that faith until the reason appears, right? It doesn't always happen overnight. It's not always clear when you're in the thick of it. And sometimes that is the point, faith and leaning on that faith is sometimes the point, especially when things are hard. All right, what does Aries need to know moving forward? It's like you're wiser now, you've grown, you've healed, like whatever is to come, you're gonna face it with a very different, coming from a very different place, which is, I feel like, what this definitely feels like, this like leveling up kind of energy. Like you've leveled up and now your experiences are going to level up, but you've leveled up because of what you have been through. So kind of reframing how you're looking at your past experiences and saying, yeah, look what's ahead of you. Abundance, you have synchronicity here. So you're being led to great abundance here. But I feel like this is about understanding, because one of the things that started to happen to me in my life, which was really, honestly, very confusing for me at the time, is when things started to go well, when my relationship, came into my life, when I met my husband, and when my career started taking off, and I started, like, all these good things started happening to me, I started experiencing so much anxiety and panic in my life, because it was almost like I literally had no idea how to allow myself to experience good things. especially coming from a past where it seemed like these things were never going to be possible. And I think that that's what's so crazy about the human mind is we tend to adapt to whatever we've experienced, and whether or not we realize it, we might even sometimes recreate those experiences because it is where we feel safe, which is why when we go through certain things, we want to make sure that we take on the perspective of, I'm here to learn from this or grow from this in some way so that we don't repeat it. And I feel like, I often talk on this channel about evolve or repeat. I feel like I'm speaking to an Aries collective that chose evolve. I'm going to evolve from this. I'm going to grow from this in some way, and that is going to pay off for you in the future. The synchronicity is definitely about, like, you might be seeing signs that you're being led to this or just being guided in general. Synchronicity can appear in so many different ways. One of the most common ways that people tend to see is through like angel numbers, repeating numbers over and over again, sometimes the same numbers, sometimes different numbers. But, for me, like, one of my signs that I get a lot from the universe when the universe is like, when it always happens when I'm going through a stressful time, is feathers, like white feathers, which I feel like are my guides, my angels' way of telling me, like, we're here for you, we've got you, it's going to be okay. So, look out for that synchronicity, whatever form that might take for you. Maybe look out for feathers, I don't know. But I do feel like things are going to get good. I feel like things are going to get really good for you here, Aries. And I think that it might be hard for you to believe that, especially if you've kind of just been going through so much for so long. And I get that. I absolutely do. But I do feel like, again, you've chosen the path of evolution, right? You've chosen, I'm going to evolve from this. Therefore, as you evolve, your experiences are going to evolve along with you. We can't always change what happens to us. We can't always change or control, what goes on, but we can control how we respond. And if we respond with growth, evolution, doing the work, then things always seem to work out in our favor in some way, shape, or form. And that is what alignment is all about. All right, overall theme of this reading for Aries, please. What does Aries need to know in order to move forward in alignment with their higher self? New life. Literally, I said that your life was leveling up, and it's almost like you're stepping into a completely new life. And that's, I think, what's so cool about this reading is, like, I can literally feel, I started this reading and it just felt lighter. Like, I can literally feel the energy shifting for you. It's probably not happening overnight, but I do feel like it is shifting. And boy, this is exciting. This is really exciting here, Aries. And I feel like, what's important to remember is that you do deserve it. You deserve that shift. You deserve, this new life that you are stepping into. It might not even literally be like a whole new life. You can, have the same job and still feel, like you're in a completely different place in your life. So I don't know. I in general feel like things are going to, they're going to be good. And I think it's, again, I'm going to reiterate this because I think this is really the point of the reading, is understanding that you would not be where you're at right now. You would not be the person that you are, have the knowledge that you do, have the tools that you do, if you had not have gone through what you did. You wouldn't be able to experience all of these wonderful things coming your way if you hadn't been through what you did. And I think that the reason that that's important to understand is because life is a series of ups and downs. There are going to be times where you feel on top of the world, and there are going to be times when you are in the thick of it. Things are dark, they're scary, there's an unknown. That never goes away. The ups and downs of life never go away. But they do get a hell of a lot easier to handle whenever you start believing during those periods when things aren't going so well that it's happening for a reason, and that things are always going to end up okay in the end, or even maybe better than they were before. That's certainly something I have learned on my journey, is life isn't always perfect. Things aren't always going to go your way. It's not always going to be 100%, but the more faith that you have and the support of the universe, or that things are working out in your favor, even when it doesn't feel like it, those periods where things are hard are way easier, because it's like, yeah, things are hard, but the way you're handling it, it's like you have this spiritual connection really holding your hand and kind of walking alongside you. You don't feel so alone. It's not so scary. It's really not so dark, because you've let the light in and you're able to really see, you know what? Yes, this sucks, but things are going to be okay in the end. So that's why I'm reiterating understanding why things have happened, for a reason, is trying to keep that mentality, because you are stronger now. You're capable of experience or of handling so much, and you deserve all the good that's coming for you. All right, Aries. Let's start or dive deeper into this past energy. Dive deeper into the story here. You have higher power with the past. It's like you've been guided all along. You just maybe didn't realize it at the time. Past energy here for Aries. It's the Page of Pentacles, but I'm confused by it. Eight of Pentacles. Whoa. No? The Hierophant. So some sort of an awakening took place. A personal awakening, a spiritual awakening. Yeah, because this Page of Pentacles is almost like growing up. Like, that's what I see it as. Like, you grew up, but I don't like the way that that's phrased, because that it doesn't matter how old you are. Like, it's not about age. I feel like maybe I'm even speaking to an Aries collective that was forced to grow up really young or grow up really early. That could be something too. Like, maybe you just had a really tough childhood or something like that. I know this is recent past, but I feel like seeing the past in the recent past is kind of asking to look more into like how things have just kind of been for you throughout your life. And I've really learned that sometimes the people with the most challenging lives end up having like the greatest purposes, because you heal, grow, evolve, expand in ways that you never would have if you hadn't have been through those experiences, right? And again, this is why it's so important for me to reiterate that I'm not saying like just be grateful for the horrible things that have happened in your life, but trying to look at it from a place of like, there was a purpose to this, or this was helping me in some way. Oh my God, it can help so much, because then you do start finding purpose in it. And then it's like, it wasn't just like I was meant to suffer for no reason. It's like, yeah, that sucked and I did suffer, but now I get to experience XYZ because of it. That's a separate message, because in addition to that, I feel like with this Hierophant, it's like it led you to certain awakenings. Like maybe you just kind of had this deeper understanding of how people worked, or how things worked, or how the world worked. It's like, and a lot of times, some people can take that and become very cynical. I know for me, because of the things that I went through when I was young, for a really long time, I had this, don't trust anyone. People are guilty until proven innocent. Like, nothing ever works out. Life just kind of sucks. Like, I had a very cynical view of life because of what I had been through. And now I look at it from this perspective of like, yeah, I went through a lot, but the things I get to experience now is a product of who I've become now. But what I'm getting at is just understanding that I feel like there was a purpose for all of these things in your life that you had been through. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, this can be kind of frustration, just feeling like no matter how hard you try, you're not able to be happy or to be, loved in the way that you desire, abundant in the way that you desire. And sometimes we can really lose sight that it's not always about what we do on the outside. It's a lot of what we do on the inside. And so I feel like this is I feel like I'm speaking to an Aries collective that chose the path of evolution and growth in some way. And I think that what you don't understand is that sometimes when you choose the path of growth and evolution, delayed gratification is an incredibly big part of that, because a lot of times choosing the path of growth, it kind of makes life feel really stagnant, because you're healing and you're learning and you're evolving and things outside of you are kind of staying the same. But as you heal, evolve, and grow, eventually that it catches up and your life does start to evolve along with it. So that's what I feel like is so important about this past energy, is like, regardless of what you've been through, like you chose the strong thing, which was I'm going to learn from this, grow from this, and that is going to pay off for you, even if it hasn't yet, okay? Even if it hasn't yet. I even went through a period of my life where like this is just an example, but like I went through a breakup, and then this person that I was dating like went on to date someone else, and I was like, man, this sucks so bad. Like this person hurt me so much, and they get to go be happy, and I get to be miserable, and blah, blah, blah. And I lived in that reality for a really long time until I met, my husband, my current partner, and now I'm so much happier in this relationship than I ever was, and I know that I wouldn't be, as happy as I was if I didn't take that time to heal. So what I'm getting at is sometimes, looking around, trying to understand that like, yes, it sucks in the moment, and you might be looking around you being like, why do other people get to be happier? Why do other people get to have this or that when you're choosing to do the hard work? But whatever you gain because of choosing to do that work, it's going to be sustainable because you're going to be the kind of person that's capable of sustaining it. That was a really long message, so bear with me, but I feel like it was really important for some reason. Okay, current energy for Aries. Whew, there's a lot to tie together in this reading. Current energy for Aries, please. Focus on what you can control. Surrender over the rest. That is I feel like kind of the key to your current energy right now. 3 of Swords in reverse. See, I'm speaking to a collective that has had to do so much healing. Because here's the 10 of Wands. You've been carrying so much with you for so long. And I feel like you've kind of just been almost like left in the dark, like just feeling like, why me? Why am I always having to heal? Why am I always having to deal with all these crappy things? Like, it just feels like it's just been like burdensome and painful and difficult. But oh my goodness, Aries, I don't think you realize how much this is going to pay off, because the 7 of Swords is all about what you can't see. So I feel like what this is really talking about is as you heal and as you grow, even if things aren't happening around you, there are things that are happening for you in ways that you are not currently aware of yet. And you might be like, that sounds ridiculous. I don't believe you. That's fine. I feel like you will see it when it plays out. Like, I think that when you get there, you're going to be like, that's what that crazy tarot lady was talking about. Because I really feel like where you're at right now is like things have just been hard. I feel like things have just been freaking hard for you, Aries. I'm going to be honest. I feel like it's just been hard, and it's just one thing after another. And I feel like you've done the healing, you've done the work, and it just feels like you're like, I can't freaking get anywhere. Like, no matter how hard I try, I can't get anywhere. It's going to change for you. This is about commitment to the path and commitment to the process. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the path. Don't give up on the process. I feel like your life, it's starting to shift. And I think that you will see those, the like things just a little bit at a time. It's very rarely big shifts. Our life rarely ever we rarely ever wake up and all of a sudden our life is different. But when we hold on to the small shifts, to things getting a little tiny bit better over time, we then sometimes look back and we go, wow, things are so much better than they were a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. And sometimes we don't even realize it's happening. It's kind of like watching a child grow up, right? Like when you're around that child, if it's your child, you're around that child, you don't really see how big it's getting, but then you have someone visit and it's like, oh my gosh, your baby's grown so much. And you're like, I don't really see it. It's like when you're not around it, you don't see it so much. So I don't know. I feel like this is like continue to commit to yourself, to taking like, I don't know, like the high road keeps coming to mind. Keep taking the high road, keep trusting that it's all going to pay off, because I think that karma is working in your favor right now, even if you can't see it. In fact, that actually, yeah, it's like karma is working in your favor right now. Like you deserve kind of like karmic justice in some way, and I feel like you're gonna get it. I absolutely feel that way. We haven't seen the justice. Maybe we'll see the justice in your immediate future, because that's kind of what it feels like. And it's not karmic justice necessarily like in the sense of like, that person hurt me and now they finally are hurting, right? That's actually not going to make you feel any better. It's more like going back to that breakup example, like that person, whatever, but now I get to be happy. Like it doesn't really matter what they're going through, because now I get to be happy. Like that's I feel like what we miss. Karma isn't necessarily always about like what happens to the people that did us wrong. It's more about what happens to us like in a positive way at the end of the day. But yeah, this feels like karma is definitely working in your favor. I said that, and I was like, yeah, that feels really right. And I feel like it's because you've taken the road of like being the bigger person, continuing to keep your heart open, like even when it's hard. All right, what does Aries need to know moving forward? What can Aries expect in their immediate future? Aries expect moving forward in their immediate future? Devil in reverse. What's lost? It's like it's returned in a way. Because what's lost is return. Hang on. And not in the sense that, because it's not the Six of Cups, it's not something from the past coming back. It's like whatever you feel you've lacked, you gain. Whether it's love or success. But with the, because they're, okay. Because here you are, King of Wands, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. We all have feminine and masculine energies within us. This is like new opportunities. What you feel you've lost or lacked, it's like finding success in. Six of Wands. But with the Devil in reverse, you're going to need to let go of what you think it needs to look like and how it needs to happen. That's key. Because I think that this is a very unexpected thing. This is very unexpected. So it's probably not going to happen when you think it will, how you think it will, with who you think it will, or what path you think it will. But it's going to be better than you think it can get. Which is why right now, or especially as you move forward, paying attention to the synchronicity. Because I feel like this is making sure that you are open to kind of like guidance of where this is taking you. But it feels like things end up working out in your favor better than you think. And it's all because of how you've grown and evolved. Because the Knight of Pentacles is like, this is very like slowly but surely kind of energy. And I feel like you've put in the work, you've taken the steps, and it's like it's gonna pay off. So even if right now you're feeling like this, you have the Ten of Wands, you're still, I feel like, in a kind of a healing, maybe on a healing journey, in a healing phase. But I feel like things are going to work out for you. And like, again, we didn't see the Justice, but I do feel, we have the Wheel of Fortune here, but I do feel like it's very much like things work out in your favor. Like karma is working out in your favor, is going to work in your favor. But you don't need to worry about how it's going to work out in other people's favor, because that's not really, it doesn't have to do, it's like, I don't know why this is so important, but it doesn't have to do with anyone else. This is all about you and your life and your ability to be happy. I have also learned that like the best revenge is a life well lived. It's not always so much about, this is trying to go in reverse. It's not always about like other people hurting the way that they hurt us. It's oftentimes about our ability to be happy despite the fact that other people have hurt us, or despite the things that we've been through. So karma has been, it's like, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to elaborate on it, because I don't like how this could be taken, but it's like you've paid off your karmic debt in a way. Now, what I mean by that is not you deserve the things that have happened to you and you've paid your debt and now you get to be happy. That's not what I mean. We pay our karmic debt when we learn whatever the experiences that we've been handed are trying to teach us. That's what that means. We're here to learn, and our soul is here to evolve. We're literally in Earth school. And it's like you've learned what you needed to evolve past some sort of painful experience. So now you get to experience new. So I don't know. It's good. It's exciting. I don't know. It's kind of confusing, I feel like, because it's that balance, right? Because you take the lead, do nothing. It's like, don't be afraid to take steps believing that the good things are going to happen, or that you're capable of creating good in your life, or that you're capable of reaching your dreams, or whatever the case is. But understand that you can't control everything, and you're going to need to let go and allow the universe to do for you what you can't for yourself too. So anyway, okay, I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into these messages, looking at what you can do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So what you need to do. This is what you need to know. The extended is what you need to do. Any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Aries, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Bye, Aries.